So I wanted to share something with you that I got recently. And the reason why I got it is because I was coveting the art toolkit. And let me open this up. I just happened to find this on Etsy. And it is kind of like a little, I guess, a hack or something that's very similar to the art toolkit. And I was really coveting the art toolkits, but if I had bought one, I would have bought the larger size. This is similar, I think, to their smaller size, but I don't have a toolkit from that company. I bought this, and the company that I bought it from, like I said, it was off of Etsy. It's called Flow and Fjorge, Forj, Etsy.com. And this actual palette case itself is just $15. So it's not that I felt that I would never get a real one, but I wasn't really sure how I would feel about it. So when I saw this, I thought, wow, this is like the perfect opportunity for me to try what this feels like. And this particular one, and like I said, I don't know what the other toolkits are like, the real toolkits. This one has a double hinge door, so you have extra little palettes that you can get, and they are also magnetic. So just like, I don't know how magnetic, like as far as the quality, because I can't compare them, but they seem to stay in there pretty good. It's the same. I think they're very similar shallow pans. So I thought, well, let me just get that. And then you get to choose which types of tins you want to go with it. And it comes in a couple different colors. I chose the black. And what's nice about it, it also comes with a little watercolor, because they do watercolor as well. So they sent me this. I didn't really get to choose what color that came. It just came. But anyways, I thought that would be really interesting to try. And thinking about this, thinking about my paint kit for when I go outside, or even if you're painting in the car, it's nice to always have something smaller and more compact. Now, when I went to Korea, South Korea, this was the tin that I took, the Medine watercolor. I don't know if you can get the same color anymore, but they have several tins that still look like this. If I can get it open. And it's very handy. My palette's still very messy. And it was great for traveling, because then I had enough to carry and I didn't have to refill. So that was great for an actual long trip. But if you're just going out in the woods for the day or whatever, or if you're just going to a coffee shop with friends, I thought this would be a great little addition to my options of palettes, especially at that price. And like I said, if I love it, I would definitely still consider the Art Toolbox kit for the larger palette. But I also decided to get something that someone recommended and that I had heard about. And this looks a little strange, but what this is, it's a nursing clipboard that folds. And I actually could have gotten this clipboard in just black with nothing on it on the other side, but it was more expensive. And I think I might have paid either $11 to $15 for this clipboard. The only thing I was disappointed about with this clipboard is that I thought it would be magnetic, but I think it's made out of aluminum and it's not magnetic. I think it's aluminum. Anyways, it definitely is not magnetic. But unfortunately, because I went cheap, it has the stickers on it for the nurses, which I tried to take them off, but it was a little complicated. But as this thing wears out, I probably will eventually take it off. It is nice. It has like a little ruler on here in centimeters and inches. So you probably don't need that, but what I do like about it is that let's just say I'm out either sketching in my car, or if I just want to go into a coffee shop or something, I could lay out this little palette with my stuff and not have too big of a mess to just pick up and move on the go. So for example, this is my sketchbook for out in the woods. And I thought, let me see how this would work. It's nice. It has this little ledge right here on the bottom of this clipboard, so I can kind of match it to that, and then I can scooch my sketchbook underneath the little clip here. And then I've got extra room up here. I've got room for a little napkin or a cloth or something. And then I bought this little plastic water thing. Now you probably usually will need more water, but I thought this would be great on the go. It's probably bigger than you think it is. But I got this so I could just clip it on right there. And then this is probably not going to fit exactly here, but you could probably just either nudge it here like this and maybe put like a clip over here just to hold it down. I don't want to actually attach it to here unless I have a clip that I can get it where it's more flush, but I'm just gonna put this right here so that it doesn't move around much. But what's nice about this is on the go, I can put this in my lap and I've got everything I need right here at my fingertips. I can just take one of my brushes and just get started, you know. And once I get this thing filled, you see that everything's kind of like easy to move around and navigate with on the go. It's not too heavy, I feel. I mean, it certainly helps manage the mayhem that all of this stuff can become when you're out and about. So I thought it was a nice addition to my collection. So this is what I'm going to be trying, especially this year, or even when I head out to coffee shop to meet friends or something for sketching. I thought, well, let me give this a try. And it's not that I can't use something else that I have, whether it be this. If I'm just painting on one side, I could just open it up and, you know, still be able to move things around quickly if I'm just like at a table or something. So there's other options. And, you know, and I also have, you know, little like palettes like these little wooden water type palettes that are magnetic. You've probably seen a lot of these in lots of other different art YouTube channels. They're pretty popular. I'm actually getting a smaller one of these that I could just clip on here or anywhere I need to for the go, but you know, this isn't too bad. It actually would carry quite a bit of paint with me if I need to. Coming back to this palette though, I thought, let me just fill in some of these trays. I'm not really wanting to fill all these trays in yet because I really want to think it out what I want to put in here, but I know that I need my basic colors, so I'm going to do a little bit of that now. that's pretty much my results of getting my paint in here, at least for this one side. The other side's still empty. You can actually order pans that are double this size and half little pans. So I've actually got some of those as well. So if I want to change these out and use a different size, I can. This is a little mixing area, or you could fill it up with like something like white or something that you feel like you really need that requires more space. But what I have here is cad yellow, ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, hooker's green, sap green, which is one of my all-time favorite greens for out in the field. It just always seems to help me get the color of leaves and trees correctly without me having to mix a whole lot. And then on this side I have cad red light, quinacridone rose, and then I have raw sienna, burnt sienna, and then Payne's gray. But when these level out and solidify a bit, I can actually move them around. So if I don't like the order, I can adjust some of these pans. So we'll see how this goes, see if I like it. But yep, at least I got one side all filled up. Okay, so this is a different day. And what I did was, after filling everything up, I kind of let it solidify a little bit just to see how it all works out in a more condition where it's been in there for a bit. And this is, again, my sketchbook for going outdoors. And I just went back to one of my last pages and I put everything onto this board that I was telling you about. So I think it looks pretty good, pretty stable. So you can imagine this on your lap. Like I said, I just put this here and I just kind of put this clip right here just to give it a little bit of resistance so that it doesn't fall out easily. It could fall this way, but you know, I think it's fine though. Or like I said, you can take this someplace and put it on a table and everything's kind of together. The last art hack that I want to share with you guys is I actually ended up using these materials to recreate something that I was coveting. So I don't know if any of you have seen, there's a particular journal that's out there called the Onion Skin Journal. It's a beautiful journal, but it's more about the sensation of it because the paper is, I guess it's actually glassine paper, but they also call it onion skin. And granted, the Onion Skin Journal, it's a beautiful journal, well, at least the specific one that I wanted, but I actually, they were out of stock for a very long time. I was coveting it. And then when I finally got it, when they finally got it back in stock, and I went there and I went through the checkout process, at the end of the day, it was over $60. And I was like, hold on. Because really, I just wanted to feel what it seemed like this journal felt like. And I just couldn't justify that for what I was getting into, basically. So I thought, can I reproduce this myself? Or at least something that would at least let me feel it before I even consider paying $60 for a single journal. So I looked on Amazon, of course, as we all do, and I found this glassine paper, which is, they also call it onion skin paper, through Amazon. This is, the pack that I got was Bright Creations. Like I said, just on Instagram, and it's just a pack of loose paper. It almost makes me think of the kind of paper that maybe the Bible's made out of. You know, that really thin paper, and it's kind of got a sound to it, a specific sound. Well, anyways, I bought that paper and I thought, let me at least give a shot at making some little signatures using this, or see if I could. And so I got out, I don't know if you saw, but there is a video that I did last year on making, it's like a Thanksgiving thankfulness pamphlet. And I used the same technique that I'm about to show you what I did here. But these were the tools I used. These were the hole punching and the string and the binding needles. And then the scissors I used, and rulers, and this bone folder that you use to actually fold the paper really well. I used all that stuff, and I had a couple of different ideas once I got the paper. I folded it up and I played with it, and I thought, well, maybe I could just make a cover. I have this old piece of paper, and so I put that around it just to see, like, it wasn't the one I wanted to use, but what it would look like if it was just like a straight up watercolor. Then I finally did get a piece of paper and cut it to the size that I needed. So what I ended up doing was I made 2 different signatures. I think they're about 7 sheets each of this glassine paper, which is the onion paper. And see, when it doesn't have anything going on with it, no paint or water, they're pretty flat. But you hear the sound? I mean, it's not quite amazing right now, but what made me want to get this journal was how it sounds when you actually do something to it. I mean, I don't know if this sounds cool to you, but I was so interested in the possibilities of playing with this. And it was actually fun. So I actually just threw down different colors, and I used my pens, and I'm still playing with it. This secondary side it seems to be more waxy than the other side, and plus these papers are so thin that if you do something here, it's going to shine through really easily. So right now I've only just been doing one side, so I'll show you what I've done thus far. There's not very much. I've just kind of been just playing, really. But I love the sound. And I think that if you love more abstract type work, it's very conducive to abstract work. Because I was really just throwing down some colors here, and you know, thinking that maybe I would put something on it, because that's what I did with this little heart. I used to do a lot of heart little doodles and stuff, because I do love doodling. I don't just do stuff like you normally see here. I do illustrations, and I do just stuff from my imagination, including doodles. And I actually did a whole heart series one time, just doodles, just to play. But so I threw down just some colors, and then I used my various pen sizes to make this little heart. But then I was just preparing a couple other pages for what that possibly might be. But I mean, even on their own, they're actually quite beautiful. Very abstracty looking. And they're just, it's like a very tactile, sensational pleasure playing with these pages. And when I first did this, I had just folded them up, but it was well worth actually taking the time to bind them the way that I told you that I did with my pamphlet instructions that I'd done before. It's just really just a series of 5 different holes, and you go through a method of just going in and out and then tying it off here. And so these are called signatures. So this is one signature of 7 pages that are bound, folded and bound, and this is a second signature. And so you could do just one. You don't have to bind them. You don't have to do anything. You could just do this, and then, you know, get yourself a cover that matches the size, and even just string it through in a couple of spots, like 3 spots, and just call it good. There's lots of different things you can do, and there's obviously lots of different videos that show you how to do these sorts of things, these bookbinding things. They're actually quite simple unless you want it to get complicated. And if you want to actually bind yourself a book, that's get a little bit more complicated. But these signatures are really, really simple to do, and they often sell these kits for bookbinding that have all these tools in them together that are very reasonable. And I will put a link to the kit, if I can find it, the kit that I have, or at least something comparable, in the comments section or in the information section, if you're interested in doing this too. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I had seen a young lady. I'll try to put her name on the screen because I can't remember her name right now. She's an Australian young lady, and she demoed some. They actually sent her the onion skin book, but obviously no one sent me the onion skin book, and I just could not justify the $60 just to try it. So I mean, once I get done playing with my pages, I mean, maybe I'll be pretty satisfied with just what I have, what I have created. Or maybe I will feel that I'm justified in spending that kind of money. Anyways, that was my last art hack that I had done recently. So let me know if any of these items sound like something that you would be open to, something that you've kind of been looking for, especially that art toolkit hack, the tiny palette. There's lots of different things, you know. Sometimes when we are on a budget, we have to be very creative in the things that we do. And I am certainly on a budget as well. I usually save my money for the things that matter the most to me, like a big vacation. Obviously, like I've taken some vacations recently, but I saved up so that I could pay them off straight out the gate. And like this year is a year where I'm not really doing anything, although my air conditioner broke, and it was very old, and it was time, and so that was painful. I don't know if you bought an air conditioner recently, and in the state of Florida, you need an air conditioner, and it was a lot. So that's why we have to be very frugal sometimes, you know, because life and the things that we desire. So anyways, let me know what you think about these hacks, these various art material hacks, and let me know if you have any ideas as well. All right, guys, I'm going to end this right here because I know I rambled on way too much, and I will see you again very soon. All right, guys, have a great, beautiful, blessed, and creative couple of weeks ahead. Bye.